Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is my step-by-step lap guide to a low 1 minute 32 at Autopolis, driving the Toyota TS050. For this car we're using zero brake balance and zero traction control. I'll be using slow motion as a way to help with the indication. So heading towards turn 1, if you're using the double cones, in this case I'm not, I'm looking for that 100 meter board on the left along with the orange portion of the guardrail. That's my cue to start braking and downshifting. So I'll be going from 6th gear down to 2nd, keeping the car nice and steady and allowing the car to go wide for full throttle. For this next turn, once again, I'm looking for the orange guardrail on the left. This time, we're looking for the small little portion of concrete on the left and the 50 meter board. Right between there is when I downshift and brake. And going into this turn, it's going to be full brake, lift a little bit, and then actually lift off both the gas and the brake. So between the driveway and the 50, we're actually going to drop and use 2nd gear. And one thing to note is I actually don't go up to 5th. I stay in 4th. So here we go, slow motion cam. Notice how I'm staying in 4th gear. There's the driveway on the left and the 50. Right between those two markers, I drop to 2nd. I lift off the gas for just an instant. I do full throttle, lift, and then ease into the throttle heading towards the hairpin. Right before the rumbles on the left, I drop to 1st. Be careful on exit of not just doing full throttle. This car is pretty similar to its counterpart in the Super Formula, where it's very easy to spin out in 1st gear. So my suggestion would be to hop up to 2nd gear right away. So maybe even before full bar, pop up to 2nd. Alright, for this next section, we're going to kind of slow things down a bit more. So with 3rd gear, lift, use just a little bit of brake. Notice how there's the flag marker on the right-hand side, right below the minimap. Right when that comes into my field of view, that is my indicator. You know what? Let's do full throttle and let's allow the car to go from the rumble strips on the left and slowly veer to the right to the other rumble strips on the right. Okay, here we go again. Lift. Just a little bit of brake. Maybe about a quarter. Allow the car to go wide. Up to 4th. Notice once again, I'm not going up to 5th gear. I'm staying in 4th. I found that less shifting is actually pretty helpful in this car. And for this hairpin, I suppose you could use 2nd gear. I found that 1st gear slows the car down just enough, especially during the race, as it's 12 laps, and you certainly want to save the tires. So heading into this 2nd hairpin, one thing you'll notice heading in is you'll see 3 arrow markers. The 2nd arrow marker just past the 30R board, so that's 2nd marker right there, and the 50 board. Right between there is where I start to brake to make sure I have full brake by the 50 board, dropping down to 1st gear. Now with this apex and the elevation change, it's very easy to spin out on exit. So again, if you're going to use 1st gear, I suggest hopping into 2nd gear right away, but not doing full throttle. So 1st gear, you can see I'm kind of easing into it. 2nd right away, and then 3rd. There's 4th gear. Look for the orange marker. Right after the orange marker is the 50 meter board. Right in there is where I get ready for this next turn to flick down to 3rd gear just a little bit of brake. So here we go again, slow motion. There's 4th gear. See the orange on the left. And then there's our 50. That's our cue to turn in, drop to 3rd. Keep the car nice and steady. The car will want to go wide when you put the power down, so be kind of cautious about that. I lift, full throttle, lift again, just a little bit of gas, maybe about a quarter, then drop to 2nd. Again, this is another turn where it's very easy to push the car too much, you'll go wide, and in my case, spin out. After we get to 2nd, right before we go into the bridge, we actually use 3rd gear for stability. And upon exit, maintain 3rd, drop to 2nd as the rumble strips start on the right. This turn I wouldn't use 1st gear, but I also wouldn't use 3rd. I found that 2nd gear is the sweet spot. On exit, avoid using too much curb on the right, as that tends to upset the car. I actually had that issue where the car just has so much understeer. So here we go, at normal speed. 2nd gear in turn 1. After that, we're also, again, we're looking for the orange and then the 50 board. That's our cue to drop to 2nd. Hold 2nd. Drop to 1st at the hairpin. Be cautious. Don't put the power down too early. Up to 2nd right away. Good. Okay, 3rd gear, we're looking for the flag mark on the right. That's our cue. Full throttle. Stay in 4th gear. Alright, 2nd arrow. To the 2nd arrow on the 50. There we go. And now we're down to 1st. On the exit, once again, we're not putting the power down too early. Go to 2nd right away. 50 board, 3rd gear. Perfect. Hold 3rd gear. Full throttle. Drop to 2nd, right before the rumble strips on the right. Flick to 3rd before the bridge. Hold 3rd. Drop to 2nd before the rumbles. Perfect. Full throttle, be cautious about the curbs, be mindful of that. And here we go to cross the line for a decent 1 minute 32.2. Not the fastest, not the slowest. I thank you so much for watching my channel, watching my videos. Leave a comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.